I'm finally doing New Hampshire for the license plate map, so here's the story behind him. On April 4th, 1905, the Granite State began issuing its first ever license plates that were made out of porcelain enamel, and from that very earliest issue, for more than 120 years straight, they've exclusively been green and white. Well, almost exclusively, but more on that in a second. In 1919, they changed from making their plates out of porcelain to making them out of steel. In 1926, a graphic of the Old Man of the Mountain was used for the first of several times, and in 1954, New Hampshire was spelled out in full for the first time. Now, 1957 was the first time the state used a proper slogan on its plates, originally just being the word scenic or photoscenic, but in 1971, Live Free or Die came on the scene, which is now not only familiar, having been on the plates for more than half a century at this point, but it also easily ranks among the most iconic license plate slogans in American history. However, it hasn't been without its controversies, none more notable than the story of George Maynard, a Jehovah's Witness who felt the slogan went against his religious beliefs and who was fined and arrested and even jailed for 15 days for repeatedly covering up the slogan on his plates with duct tape. His case eventually made it all the way to the United States Supreme Court, which ruled in 1974 that it was fully legal for George to cover up the slogan on his plates, as long as it didn't interfere with the license plate number itself. A little while later, in 1978, New Hampshire announced that they were making their license plates white and red, but that move faced overwhelming backlash, and not just because it was so similar to how neighboring Massachusetts' plates looked at that same time. So they sent back as many as they could to the manufacturer, who just repainted them green, and the color scheme was never touched again. New Hampshire's first screened graphic debuted back in 1987, and its first fully graphic standard plate came in 1999. And that design, which is what I'm cutting up for the map, is still what's issued today, despite the fact that the rock formation that's featured on it collapsed more than 20 years ago. Our tiny New Hampshire is now complete, and with it, so too is New England. But be sure to let me know which of the few states that are left you want to see me add to the license plate map next.